Aloha, and welcome to Knitted Paradise, where the needles are clicking and the yarn is squishy. My name is Lucia, and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Pearl of the Pacific. You can also find this podcast on YouTube, or I often post it in the Ravelry group, which is Knitted Paradise Podcast. You can also find it on my website, which is pearlofthepacific.info. And of course, wherever you're watching it. I tend to watch my podcast through Feedly because it will grab feeds from all over the place, which is really nice. And then I have all my podcasts in one place. So, that aside, welcome to any new viewers and welcome back to any returning viewers. I'm really happy that you chose to join me on this Sunday morning. Or whenever you're watching it. It's Sunday morning for me. And it's January 11th today. This is episode 57. Don't have a title for it yet, but I will by the time I post it. So, it's kind of been a short week because I recorded last on Tuesday. I was wondering why I didn't have very much knitting, and then I realized because the last time I recorded was on Tuesday. I've been kind of busy since then, so let's get started with Below the Conch Shell. We have the January knit along going on, which is anything new that you cast on, and people are casting on a lot of stuff, which is awesome. And there's a chatter thread for you to talk about it, and there's also a photos thread, because I can't really call it a finished object thread, where you can post pictures of what you've cast on, and then, if you finish it or you have an update, feel free to just add to that same post. You can put a different post for every project you cast on, but for each project, if you want to post more photos, just put them in the same post. Basically, keep them all together, which is good. And with that, on that topic, I guess, I want to thank all the people who donated prizes for that. I put a call out on Instagram looking for prizes, and I got a huge response, so I wanted to say thank you to all those people. Emily of Fibertown was one. She donated a pattern for the winner and a winner's friend, which I thought was very generous and awesome. So that is going to be one of the prizes for the January knit along. And Anne of, I think it's Left Field Knits, donated a set of stitch markers, and those are going to be winner's choice. So you can go to her website and pick out a set of stitch markers, and those are going to be a prize for the February knit along, which is Fix It February, anything that you fix. And of course, as some of us know, if you use stitch markers instead of being lazy or thinking you're better than them, then you may not have had problems in the first place. I remember when I started knitting, I'm like, I don't need stitch markers. I'm way better than that. I can count. And now I'm realizing that stitch markers really do make your life a lot easier. And it has caused me to have much fewer mistakes. So those are going to be a prize for February. Megan of the Stockinette Zombies donated her Static Zing sock pattern, which is her brand new sock pattern, which is really cool. And thank you, Megan, for gifting it to me. I can't wait to knit it for myself. And she also donated a skein of self-striping yarn to go along with the pattern. And I'm not sure when, depending on how many entries we get for January, that may be a prize for January, or we may save it for later. We're not sure. And Amelia, one of our generous viewers, offered to donate a winner a pattern, which is my triple swell hat. So that's very nice of you. Thank you, Amelia. And Sarah of O Loops and the Fiber by Design podcast offered to donate a pattern and a skein of O Loops yarn. So thank you all so much for that. And the people who are donating the yarn are going to ship it directly to the winner. So I won't have it here to show you, but they said they'd send me pictures and such. So I'll show you what you're going to get. But we figured it would save on shipping if they just shipped it directly to the winner. And yeah, so that's that. So thank you so much for that. I'm really excited. What else do I have in there? Oh, some yarn destashing. As some of you probably know, if you follow me on Instagram and were on yesterday, I'm destashing some yarn. Not a whole lot, and some of it's just kind of some old stash that I'd like to clear out. And I've posted pictures on Instagram with the price, plus shipping. All of them are plus shipping. And also, if you go on my Ravelry, like will sell or trade page in my stash, they're all there too with the prices as well. So depending on how you want to look at them, they are there. And basically first come, first serve. So first person to contact me, it's yours. Send me your PayPal email address and then I'll get that out to you. Also included in that was my Knit Picks ball winder. I've had it for a while and it works mostly well. I think something needs to be tightened in it. I now have a new ball winder, so I don't really need it anymore. So that was in there as well. I do have some bags and maybe some needles I'll be destashing as well. So keep an eye out for that. But yesterday was mostly yarn. And there may be some more yarn after a while. I was going through my stash yesterday, kind of planning my next batch of projects and such. So, all right, enough announcements. Let's get to the good stuff, right? All right, on the island, I have 1.5 things. I have the Grant Park Pullover by Salena Lee out of Leading Men Fiber Arts in Dramaturg in the Darkest Hour colorway. And it is coming along quite nicely. Let's see. Apparently I stopped at a very odd spot last night. Alright. So I have joined the sleeves now, and I am knitting up the torso. As you can see, maybe you can't see, there we go. There's raglan decreases, and they follow the edge of the diamonds that are on the front. That's going to be really hard to see in this black, but you get the idea. If you look on the pattern page, it's in green, so it's a lot easier to see it than the black. But it's coming along quite well. I had my husband try it on yesterday, and it seems like it's fitting all right. The one screw up I did do was that on the back, I joined the sleeves, and I was reading the pattern, which in some ways is really clear, and in some ways is really confusing. Sometimes I have to read it like 3 or 4 times in order to figure out what's going on. And for some reason, I was doing decreases on both sides of the raglan and the front. So I'd do a decrease, knit some, and then do a decrease, knit across the diamond pattern, do a decrease, knit like 4 stitches, I think it is, and then do a decrease, and then do a decrease on the back of the sleeve, but I wasn't doing decreases on the back for some reason. So you can see here, maybe you can't, let's see. Maybe that you can see I'm doing decreases on the sleeve side over here. Oh no, that's the sleeve side. So I'm doing decreases here, but not here. And then I realized this when I got to here. I was like, oh God, I don't want to rip back all of that. So I had my husband try it on. I was like, okay, if I just do a little more rapid decreases on the back side to kind of compensate, I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to keep going like this, and we'll see if my fudging works. I may have to rip out the whole thing and do it over, but we'll see. I'm hoping that this is going to work and that I don't have to rip back, but I may. And I'm okay with that. I'd rather do it right and have it fit him than not have it fit him. Because I have knit him a sweater before, and the neck isn't quite right, so he doesn't wear it because I haven't fixed the neck yet. So I really want this one to fit, so he at least has one hand knit sweater while I fix the other one. I'm hesitant to fix it right now because I want to make sure I fix it correctly, and maybe I'll do it during February. Fix it February. This is coming in handy. The other thing, the one thing that's half on the needles is my Evil Genius gloves. And I have, let's see, oh, I still have them here. So I started the fingers before. I started one finger, and I realized I did it on a size 1, and I realized it was way too dense. There's no way this is gonna work. So I thought, all right, I'll go to a 1.5. So I went up to a 1.5, and I was knitting along, like, oh yeah, they'll fit, right? And then I'm trying to put this on my thumb, and I'm like, oh yeah, that looks good, right? And then I keep knitting, and I realize that it's not gonna fit my thumb. That's barely gonna fit my pinky. So they do fit my pinky, but I have to work really hard to get them on. So they kind of stretch out, and they're kind of tight, and they're kind of dense. So as you can see, they're not on the needles anymore. I was doing them 2 at a time so that they matched. And it's interesting because I can tell which hand is bigger than the other one, because this one takes a lot more to get on. My left hand is smaller than my right hand, because this pinky is a lot tighter. So I've decided to rip them out and go up to a size 2 and hope that solves my problem and maybe add some more stitches. I think they're just too dense is the issue. So hopefully 3rd time's the charm. So they're not really on the needles, but I have started them. This is the 2nd start, and 3rd start hopefully will go better. That was annoying as I'm like knitting them during a meeting. I was like, these aren't gonna work, are they? But I just kept knitting for a while, hoping that maybe I was wrong, and no, I was right. They're not gonna work, so I'm going to have to rip them out again. But that's okay. I'd rather have them right, just like the sweater. I'd rather have it fit because I want to wear them a lot. I've been wanting them, but I need to knit them before I can wear them right. Kind of how things go. So that's the thing that's halfway on the needles. I have nothing finished. I do have some things that are ready to go onto the needles. One is a pair of socks for a friend of mine's friend, and he ordered 2 pairs for two of his like college roommate friends, I think. Anyway, the first one's going to be out of this Lorna's Laces. I think it's Soulmate, or no, Shepherd Sock. Shepherd Sock, that's it. And I'm going to do the business casual pattern. So that's going to be on the needles probably today. And, yeah. Let's see what else. Ooh, I wound up yarn for a sweater for me. I'm going to do the Ease by Alicia Plummer. Yeah. I'm going to do Ease by Alicia Plummer, and it's going to be out of Madelinetosh Vintage in Aora? Aora? A-O-R-A. I'm going to say Aora. And this is beautiful light denim, which I'm really excited about. I have a ton of skeins of it. I got it at Stitches Midwest because the Webb's booth, they were having a sale. If you buy so many, then you get a discount. So I got like 6 skeins of it. So because the sweater has like this, it's not a hood, but it's a cowl neck. It's really what it is. So I wanted to have it long and have some ease and kind of like a sweatshirt-y feel. So that's going to be out of that. That's in my gigantic sweater bag that I bought. It's a silver shed bag that I got from Leading Men Fiber Arts. Or through Leading Men Fiber Arts, I guess. And that's definitely the biggest bag I own. I don't really think I need another really big. Well, I have a few sweater bags, but that's like giganto sweater bag, which is perfect for 6 skeins of Twitter yarn. So that'll hopefully get swatched soon. And all right, there's some other things, but I don't have the yarn with me, so kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense to talk to you about them because I want to show you pretty yarn, right? That's what people are here for. I'm assuming to see yarn and projects and hear me babble on. Anyway, next section, right? Before Lucia starts going off on random tangents. Alright, let's do From My Hale. I do have some Lego to show you, which I will get to in a little bit, but I thought I'd talk about my knitting goals. I know a lot of people have been doing that on their podcast. And I searched on my Ravelry posts from last January and found my list of knitting goals from last year. So I thought I'd go through them for you and see how I did. I kind of read through them before this, but not really. So, alright, knit at least 3 adult sweaters. I did that. I knit myself 3 sweaters. I have a black one, a off-white cream colored one, and a gray one. And they all fit. That was really the point. I had 2 sweaters before that didn't fit. So, well, 3 if you include my husband's, it doesn't really fit. The body fits, it's just the neck is funky. So, I think for this year, I plan to knit 3 more. We'll see how that goes. Let's see, my next goal was to knit at least 14 pairs of socks and learn more about customizing socks for different feet. Well, I did knit at least 14 pairs of socks. I think I knit 18. I have to count. Which is pretty good. I think I'm going to keep that up. You know, at least a sock a month. Maybe 15 socks for 2015. We'll see how it goes. I was going through my my yarn yesterday, all of my yarn. I realized I don't have as much sock yarn as I thought I did. Which is okay. I do have a lot of knit socks. I wear them every day because they're warm and comfy. But I don't have as much sock yarn as I thought. Which was interesting. I used to only buy sock yarn. Now apparently I'm branching out, which is a good thing. So I just have to knit some yarn, lots of yarn. Alright. Number 3 was finish designing socks for my Avengers sock series. Well, I didn't get anywhere on that, but I did publish 2 patterns, so it's kind of along the same lines. I guess for this year, I'd like to publish some more patterns and finish off that kind of collection. I have at least 1 more idea in my head. Maybe, 2. No, I have 2 more. So it'll be a collection of 4. So I want to get those done soon. And so those are kind of on the horizon as well to get those done. And maybe I'll get back to that sock series after that. Although I did have some other ideas, so I'll have to see how that goes. Alright, number 4. Only buy 1 project worth of yarn per month. I don't think I did very good on that. I did very well in the beginning of the year. I know there were months where I didn't buy some. And I think my idea behind that was that if I knit 2 or 3 projects a month, then that would be 2 or 3 projects worth of yarn out of the stash and only 1 into the stash. So that's been pretty good. I think I have less yarn. No, I don't. That's a lie. I have more yarn than I did last January. But that's okay. I have plans for all of it, most of it. So that's good. I think for this year, I think I'll keep my yarn purchases to either buying stuff at shows or buying stuff that's new to me. I like to try, there's some certain yarns that I'd like to try. And so I think I'll keep up with that. Keep knitting what I have because I love what I have. I bought it for a reason because I liked it. And so I really want to enjoy knitting with what I have and, get some new stuff when inspiration hits for something. So that's my thing. I'd like to keep my stash to, a manageable size. Right now I have it stored in 3 plastic under the bed bins that just go on my side of the bed, and most of it's in there. My sweater quantities are in a small travel suitcase that I keep somewhere, and then the rest of it's in project bags in my thing. So I'd like to keep it to that size, maybe a little smaller, maybe keep it to the 3 bins under the bed. So that's my thought. All right. Participate in more knit-alongs. I think I did pretty well in that, and I think I'll continue to do that. It's really nice to participate in community. It's a good way to engage with the knitting community is to participate in knit-alongs. So I'd like to keep that up this year. Let's see, number 6, podcast weekly. I think I've been pretty good about that, and I'd like to continue that. I've been mostly good about that. So I'd like to continue keeping that up. All right, finish the lace weight shawl. I did finish my lace weight shawl, and I'd like to knit another one. I have a few skeins of lace weight, not very much, in my stash, and I'd like to knit some more lace weight. I bought another one on the yarn crawl this year, and I do know what I'm going to knit out of it. I just haven't got around to it. So I will do that. All right, number 8, find better ways to store and display knitted items. I don't know if I've gotten any better on that. I've got most of my shawls in a fabric bin in my closet. And then I've got another fabric bin for hats and cowls rather. And the shorter cowls, the longer one, I only have one longer one, and it's hanging up with my scarves in my closet. I have one of those IKEA things with a bunch of rings in it, and I shove things through the rings. And so I think that kind of works for me. I've got some, lavender sachets in there to keep the moths away. I would like something better, but for now, that's where I have room for it. So it'll stay there for now. All right, number 9, knit for charity using my extensive acrylic stash gifted to me by someone moving. That has gone nowhere, mainly because I can't get to it. It's in the closet, not our closet, the other closet with games and costumes and Lego and everything else. And it's kind of buried under a bunch of stuff. So one of my plans, my organization plans, is to take everything out of that closet and kind of redo it and knit some stuff for charity. I mean, I think I'd like to just knit some basic, hats and mittens, and yeah, that would be really nice to get that out of the house and to get it into the hands of people who appreciate it. So those were my knitting goals for last year, and I think a lot of them will just continue into this year, and that's pretty good. I don't have a whole lot of non-knitting goals. I mean, my kind of ongoing goal always is to, organize my house. And I did some of that yesterday. I went through a lot of my clothes and pulled out a bunch of stuff that I just don't wear. Before, I had a really hard time getting rid of clothes that fit me, that I didn't wear. I'm like, well, it fits me and it looks good, so why would I get rid of it? And then I realized, Lucia, you haven't worn this in 6 months. It may fit you and it may look good on you, but you don't wear it, so just get rid of it. So I've been a lot better about getting rid of some stuff, which has felt good. And I could probably get rid of more, but I'm like, oh, I'll do it in rounds. So I filled a fairly large suitcase yesterday of clothes, and so those will be going to Goodwill or something very soon. And I organized my yarn yesterday, and I organized another cabinet in my room that has lots of various different things, and it probably needs some more help, but it's a lot better now. And so that's kind of been nice. I just, pick one area of the apartment and organize it, and then move on to the next. It seems to work for me. All right, Lego. You guys want to see the Lego. So my husband built this yesterday, and this is the set from last year, and it is a carousel. Ta-da! And you want to know the best part about this carousel? Ooh, let's make it go around the right way. And the horses move. Ta-da! Pretty cool, huh? So, on the carousel, there are little cars, and then there are horses that you can ride that go up and down. So yeah, they've got this little tip in them. Ding, 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 ding. So, it is very, very cool. So, here's a little booth where you buy your tickets to get on the carousel. And then there's a nice carousel over here. They've got like lights in the middle. They don't actually light up, but they kind of look like lights. And they've got some up here and these little shiny mirrors. And it's very, very well done. So that will be joining our Christmas village very soon. And someday I'll show you, like once we have it kind of all set up. We're a little late on the Christmas village. It's a winter village, and it's still winter. It's actually quite white outside at the moment. We've gotten a lot of snow this week, which has been kind of nice. And it feels like winter now that there's snow. But yeah, so this is the carousel, and which is pretty exciting. Oh yeah, speaking of snow, so it was Thursday night. It snowed a lot, and we live in a condo building, and they pay someone to clear the walkways basically, and it just so happened that the particular people who were clearing the walkways decided to do it at 2:30 in the morning, Friday morning. So I woke up to the sound of snowblowers right outside our bedroom window. It was not fun. I wrote to my landlord the next morning, and I was like, is there a way we can discuss with someone about the timing of the snow removal? I understand that their intent is that the walkways are cleared when we all get up and leave for work in the morning, but I'd rather tromp through the snow if it meant that I get to sleep through the night. So she was very understanding. She's like, oh gosh, no, I'll talk to someone about that. Because really, it was not good. I was like, what is going on outside? And before I even looked out the window, I was like, it's the snow blowers. And the walkways are now very clear and very nice to walk down. But that was not pleasant. So that's okay. We're getting that looked into. But there's a very lovely covering of white, beautiful snow. And so that's been really pretty. Except when I have to drive in it. I don't mind driving in the snow. I've kind of figured it out by now. But other people, yeah, it gets interesting. Anyway, enough about that, right? Let's see what else I have on my list. I think that's it. Yeah, because I already did the On the Horizon. I don't really have anything for flora and fauna. So I think that is it for this lovely Sunday morning as the birds are now waking up. I did cover them because they were being really loud earlier. I think that's it. The cat's sleeping peacefully under the table over there. Or I'd wake him up to come say hi. If you watch me, or if you follow me on Instagram, you see this picture of, he just sat by my bed staring at me for like 10 minutes the other night. It was really creepy. It was really funny. I'd just look over and be like, "Wait, you're still there staring at me." It was funny. Eventually he came up and lied down, but anyway, I will let you lovely people go back to doing whatever you were doing. Thanks for spending this time with me, and I will see you next week. Bye.